It's the Game of the Week, brought to you by the Montana Chevy Dealers. And sponsored by the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and Opportunity Bank.
I try to, stand for something. I try to stand for positivity. I try to stand for, health. I see the impact of vaping, amongst our communities as
It's the game of the week, brought to you by the Montana Chevy dealers. And sponsored by the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and Opportunity Bank.
I try to, stand for something. I try to stand for positivity. I try to stand for, health. I see the impact of vaping, amongst our communities as, a total negative thing. I would say to adults, set the example, set the example. Learn to communicate, with the young people and your own children. And so we always share with the young people is that you got to find your own strength. You guys are role models. You guys are leaders, and that's what we need in our communities.
1, 2, 3, go!
We follow pizza drivers and make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
That's the perfect combo.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
From the PE Center on the campus of Carroll College, Rocky Erickson alongside Jack Marshall. What a huge game in the conference. This could be for the regular season conference title. Both Rocky and Carroll come in 9-4. Tonight's game, a game on Saturday, that's it. Whoever wins this one, Jack, could walk away with the title.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wins this one is going to at least get a share of the conference title. So, yeah, it's kind of de facto. You're not automatically guaranteed a 1 seed, but if you win this one, you're at least going to get a trophy or a banner of some sort. So it is a huge game, Rocky.
These two teams met twice during the season. Carroll College won both games, and the last game went into overtime at Rocky. I was at that game. That was very exciting. How about this fact? Both these teams have 4 from Montana in the starting lineup. And Rocky, there's Gracie Leckfold, number 14, from Scobie. All 4 of Rocky's Montana players are from Class C schools. And I know, Jack, you're a Class C fan.
Yeah, it's always super exciting to see. I mean, especially when it's as immediate as Wasson and Hagum, 2 players that I watched play against each other for the Class C state championship last year up in Great Falls. So, yeah, it's exciting to see a bunch of Montana players in this game. But maybe for me personally, yeah, even more excited to see some Class C talent going at it with at least a share of the conference title on the line.
Carroll College, a 19th ranked team in the nation this season. And Carroll, again, with 4 starters. Willa Albrecht has been simply outstanding this season from Billings West. She started her college basketball career with the Lady Grizz. She scored 40 points in the 2 games against Rocky, and she had 23 in the second half of that overtime win against Rocky just a couple of weeks ago. Kendall Keller, the newest member of the Carroll College 1,000-point club, and Addie Ekstrom and Isabel Erickson from Billings Central that fill out that starting lineup for the 19th ranked team in the nation. The Saints are 17-9 on the year. They are 12-1 at home. They lost their first home game this season. They've won their last 12, but the Rocky women, coached by Wes Keller, well, they play well away from home. 12 wins and just 2 losses for Rocky away from home. So Auburn will jump against 6'4". Isabel Hagum, and Carroll controls the tip. We are underway.
That was a heck of a jump ball win. A little bit of a height mismatch there for Will Albrecht to win that one.
Isabel Hagum, the true freshman, has started every game this season. And how about Kendall Keller, the leading scorer, averaging 15.2 a game, gets Carroll on the scoreboard first.
Kendall Keller, I mean, obviously we know she's really good, but she's really taken it up another level in the last couple Carroll College games, including a career high in their last game against Tech.
And Deathman forces the shot. Coach Keller told me that Sydney Deathman is the only player he offered a scholarship to when she was in junior high. Of course, his sister Mackenzie played 4 years at Rocky. Isabel Erickson. And Rocky's going to open with a zone defense. Kendall Keller again. And Gracie Leckfold on the rebound. Gracie Leckfold's the shortest player on the court. Both teams at 5'5", and she is second on the team in rebounding.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that just means a lot of hustle, a lot of good boxing out, but hustle's the big word there for how she does that.
Isabel on the rebound. They got numbers with Ekstrom, broken up nicely by Paige Wasson from Whitewater, part of that great North Country team. They went back-to-back undefeated seasons. Their win streak now at 72. That's the second longest in state history.
Pretty absurd for Coach Erickson up there to be able to lose the players she lost last year and still have another undefeated team this season.
Isabel can't get to finish. Yeah, she loses 2 Division I players.
Yeah.
And still, they're undefeated this year. And
Yeah,
she's my
right.
cousin, too, by the way, Amber.
Right. Yeah, and Tegan Erickson's, I mean, played big minutes for a really good Montana State women's basketball team this year, and obviously Wasson's the starter here, so some really, really good players they lost, and the fact that they're undefeated, yeah, just really good coaching from your cousin.
Kendall Keller scores again. Kendall Keller, the only player to put up a shot for Carroll College in this game.
Back half of the season for Keller has kind of been like, it's a farewell tour. I mean, she hits 1,000 points. She's going to go back to the High Line. We get a foul there. She's going back to the High Line and play in her hometown of Havre for the last time, and then she's obviously going to have her last Frontier Conference tournament. By the way she's playing, she's taking full advantage of it.
Eliana Moran to the free throw line, shooting 75%
Took
on
a
the
shot
season.
there, Rocky, on the replay there. I hope she's all right.
Rocky not on the scoreboard yet, and now they are.
Was that a reverse jinx?
How about those shoes?
They look like Oregon Ducks colors nearly.
Short on her second attempt. Izzy on the rebound. Saints up 3. 7.5 left here in quarter number 1.
You talk about Leckvold being a good rebounder for her size. Izzy Erickson's in the same boat there, putting up 6 rebounds a game. Really scrappy ball player for the Saints.
Izzy tries to drive against Deathman. How about that pickup for Coach Keller? Picking up Sydney Deathman from Fresno State.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those ones. I think it was kind of in the summer. I just opened my phone on X, as they call it now, and I was like, hold on a minute. I got a transfer, and I was like, is that Fresno State Bulldogs? did I see the Rocky Mountain transfer? I was like, that's pretty wild. Then I looked at her stats. I'm like, this isn't just a Fresno State transfer. This is someone who's played and started a lot of games at Fresno.
And Sydney Deathman with the bucket. She leads Rocky,
Right on
averaging
cue.
more than 16, the third leading scorer on the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, as we said, right on cue. I mean, the first time they played here, she was pretty limited, Carroll versus Rocky here in the PE Center. So they're going to look to her to really get going, especially in the second half. She had a quiet second half last time.
Ekstrom trying to get free. Izzy with the three-pointer.
That's a bold shot, but maybe not the best one. Looking over the top of Deathman, who's obviously got some of the best length and height, size in the Frontier. For Carroll, the big key has been shooting the ball. When they're shooting the ball really well, there's a reason they're a top 25 team. But when they're not, their games kind of turn into a bit of rock fights. So we'll see. As of right now, maybe on that rock fight side of things.
Well, Keller almost had the steal. Gracie comes up with it. Gracie down to the baseline, and her pass hit the bottom of the rim.
Yeah,
out of bounds.
Obviously, with Coach Sayers, we know defense is kind of the name of the game. She's always going to have a team with good defense. There, they get a tip, and then they force a drive left-hand side and a turnover, which is just marquee defense. Willa Albrecht was there. Obviously one of the best on-ball defenders in the conference.
Kendall Keller started her career with the Grizz, played 2 seasons with the Lady Grizz, a fifth-year senior. Willa double-teamed. Willa will go to the free throw line for 2. The first time these two teams met, January 16th. Here in Helena, Carroll won 70-56. Willa had 21. And that overtime win in Billings on February 1st, Willa went 4 for 8 on threes, 10 rebounds with 29 points. So 40 points in those 2 games for the West High Star.
Yeah, I mean, when she's playing aggressive and they really need her to and her shots fall, and she's obviously one of the most athletic players in the whole conference, and along with that, one of the most talented players in the conference. I really like it when she's using the dribble drive especially.
She makes both free throws, but then again, she seldom misses. She's shooting 92% on the season. Rocky with just 1 field goal here in quarter number 1. Both teams 9 and 4 in the Frontier. Great backdoor cut. Watson with the finish.
Yeah, they know Paige Wasson can shoot the ball. They're playing out on her, and a great find there and a great cut from Paige Wasson.
Wide open, Isabel with the basket, the 6-foot junior out of Billings Central. Her brother, Cade, plays for Rocky. Her mom's here tonight, and on one side of her shirt, it's a Carroll cheering section. On the back, it's for Rocky. I mean, she's.
I saw her shirt today. I was scoping that out. It's pretty cool, kind of house divided one. I think it was like Carroll or Rocky women, Carroll men, split in half.
We got a timeout. 8-5, Saints up midway through quarter number 1.
At Ascent Bank, we know that in your life, anything is possible. That's why we work to make sure you get the financing you need for any of life's special occasions. We can help you fund that special day, the safest ride, a fresh start, the dream vacation, or your greatest adventure. We're the bank for possibilities, so come see what's possible at Ascent Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Just 2 games left in the Frontier Conference regular season. Rocky and Carroll are tied for first in the conference standings at 9 and 4. Everything on the line tonight in this matchup for the regular season conference title. Gracie at the free throw line. Don't tell anybody, Jack, but she is my favorite conference player.
Yeah, I just from hearing you talk about her calling games with you, Rocky, I'm a bit aware of that. But yeah, she's a fun player to watch. I love to watch her. I mean, she might even be shorter than me, which is, low bar, quite literally. But I love to watch guards. Maybe don't have the best height advantage, but play some really good basketball, and she's one of them.
Coach calls Gracie the heart and soul of this team. Rocky 17-9 on the season. Kendall Keller runs down the loose ball. The Haverstar, boy, what a 5-year career this young lady has had. Scored the first 4 points of the game for the Saints. Fall away. That was partially blocked, but a shot clock violation, and Rocky's got an opportunity to take their first lead of the game with 4:21 left. This is quarter number 1.
You talk about Kendall Keller and that career she's had. 1,000 points just as a Saint when she obviously was her first 2 years of college at UM. That's pretty spectacular, and it was fun to be here when that accomplishment was hit.
On the drive, Hagum goes up strong and scores. The 6'4 freshman, Isabel Hagum, out of Winifred. Jack, who do you think spoke at her high school graduation?
I'm going to guess they got a guy they call the Silver Fox from Billings. Rocky Erickson.
Boy, I hope I have that recorded.
Clip that one.
Willow works against Gracie. Pops it back out. Long three. Carsitter. Not going to drop. Neither team has made a three early in the game. Rocky, their first lead. 3.5 left to be played. Quarter number 1.
They probably did the Roy Winifred graduation in a one-room schoolhouse, right?
Gracie fakes the three. Gets by Keller and scores. And Rocky goes up 3.
Yeah, Rocky's had a couple of those where they just kind of catch Carroll off guard and drive really quickly to the hoop.
Kendall Keller, 3-point field goal, 54 threes on the year. Carroll's got 3 young ladies who've hit 50 or more threes, Willa, Keller, and Ekstrom.
So far, no subs in this game. It's going to be Alex Bullock getting ready to check in for the first time for Carroll.
3-pointer not going to drop for Sydney Deathman. And now Carroll a chance to go out on top again. Carroll's won the last 8 games in this series. Isabel. Keller on the drive all the way down, misses the layup. And Deathman back the other way for Rocky.
Keller's a volume shooter. You'd like to see her taking a lot of shots like that one. And that was a good look on the left-hand side.
Paige Watson. Hagum. Nowhere to go. There's Gracie.
Good cut.
3-pointer on the way. Gracie Leckfold.
Yeah, you said that's Gabrielle Bittner with a cut there. Originally found Leckfold. Both small guards. One's 14, one's 4. I can see.
Rockies got their biggest lead. First 3 hit for either team. Carsitter working hard down low, double teamed. And a whistle and a foul. I think that's going to go against Deathman.
Yeah, Carsetter's, kind of really the only true height Carroll has in the post. Obviously, Willa Albrecht's a tall player, but she is more of a wing. And so Carsetter, you like to see her play aggressively on the defensive and offensive ends, but that's hard on defense because if she gets into foul trouble, they're kind of in some trouble if she has to head to the bench in foul trouble, and we've seen some games like that. But on the offensive end, nonetheless, you do like to see Carsetter play aggressive. And the last time these two teams played each other, she did play pretty aggressive against Deathman and Hagum. In Carroll, that was. I wasn't there, and Bill and you were there for that. But she did hit that shot to force overtime against Rocky Carsetter.
That was a huge game. Tough loss for Rocky.
Yeah, no.
Carsetter gets them both to go. First substitution of the game. Converse is in. Bullock will check in as well for the Saints. 1-point lead for Rocky late here in the first, and for the first time in the game, some full court pressure as well. Bitter will bring it up for the Lady Bears. Both teams are 9-4 in conference. Both teams are 17-9 on the year. Paige Watson with the 3, and that is 61 threes on the season for Paige Watson.
That was a good action with Wasson and Hegum. Hegum kind of seal the defender. Wasson pop out and catch it.
Isabel can't get it to go. Wasson the rebound. Long lead. Rocky with their biggest lead of the game. Out on top by 4 with 1:03 left to be played in the first. And that foul is going to go against Carroll College. What I love to see is the number of Montana players on both these rosters. Rocky has 10 from Montana. Carroll has 12. And both teams start 4 Montana girls. Rocky, all 4 from Class C schools.
Yeah, and all 5 players on the court right now for Carroll are also Montana players as well. Actually, wait, not, yeah.
Hagum, long ways from the basket. Shot clock down to 3. Wasson at the buzzer, doesn't hit rim. Converse the rebound. The lead is 4 for Rocky. 35 seconds left to be played here in the first. Izzy brings it up on top. There's Keller. Keller from the line. Count it. 6 points in the game for Kendall Keller. Shot clock is off. 5 seconds to go.
Blocking foul?
That's going to go against Carroll, I believe.
Yeah, 3 seconds left. That's kind of when you don't want to foul. Rocky wasn't looking for a lot. Good news for the Saints, though, is it's not bonus, but Rocky's going to get another good look here, hope.
Somebody's got to shoot. Down to 1. Isabel with the buzzer. No, at the end of 1. Rocky out on top by 2. 17-15 here at the PE Center.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
I'm living for my people. I'm dancing for my people. A lot of our kids and a lot of our people do vape and smoke. Especially around here on the res, there's a lot of that negativity. It's really pressured from the things that come from around us. It's very dangerous to your body, and not only to your body, but to yourself and the people around you. Kids are easily influenced by the things that they grow up and they see. And when an adult is doing something like that, they see it as an okay key to go and do it.
Montana has one of the highest suicide rates in the United States.
Suicide impacts people of all ages, genders, and ethnicities.
On average, 300 Montanans die each year by suicide.
Our best chance of stopping suicide is to stop the stigma.
It's time to talk openly and honestly about mental health issues.
Together, let's take the pledge to be allies against suicide.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Two-point lead for Rocky as we get set for the second. Both teams shot over 50% in that first half. Keller, 9 points for Carroll. Gracie, 7 points for Rocky. And Deathman can't get it to go. Second quarter underway.
Both teams shooting pretty well to start the ball game.
Ekstrom down low to Carsetter. Boy, 3 players on her. Somebody's got to be open. 3-pointer for Ekstrom.
Kendall Keller, when I talked to her earlier in the season, called Addie Ekstrom the best point guard she's ever played with, which is pretty high praise. And you can see why there.
Wasson left wide open. Rebound Keller, 1-point lead. Saints, 9:15 to be played. This, quarter number 2. The top 2 teams in the Frontier Conference. Rebound, Deathman. And Rocky quickly brings it up the court. Gracie left open. Tries to get by Keller. What a pass to Isabel. Off the glass and in, and give the assist to Gracie Leckfold.
Yeah, with Hegum and Dethron both out there. It's kind of a hard matchup height-wise for Carroll College, and obviously they got it to Hegum, who was getting guarded by the shorter Alex Bullock. She went to work.
4 lead changes, 2 ties in this one. Carroll won the first 2 meetings. They've won the last 8 in the series, but none bigger than the game tonight. Bullock tries to get free underneath. Deathman with the basket.
Yeah, that was, fearless basketball from Alex Bullock. Good pivoting, wasn't afraid of the taller defender, got her out of position with some fakes, and then just finished it off, which is the most important part.
Madeline Hagum getting set to come in. Rocky scores, they're back on top.
Oh,
what a block by Converse on Watson's 3.
Boston with kind of the quick trigger player, but a bit of a low release point on that one, and Converse right up front.
Bullock left open. Deathman the rebound. Rocky down 1, 7.5 to go. Here in the second, Charlie Gross, Carroll College Athletic Director, will be our halftime guest. Gracie bump from Bullock, no whistle. Wasson down low, they force it, trying to get it to Isabel. They say the last touch by Hagum.
Yeah, and Hagum's not protesting it, which means, it's probably the right call.
And the Hagum sisters have a cousin, Maisie Hagum, who plays at Billings West, and she's a very nice player.
She's been great this year. Billings West, a good team. They got a good chance to take a state title.
3-pointer, Carr said or no? I announced Maisie's mom's Heather's state championship game when she got the steal and the basket and scored at the buzzer to win the title.
Was I alive for that, Rocky?
Watson takes it all the way around. Didn't get the finish, but drew the foul. And Paige Watson to the free throw line.
Yeah, Watson's one of those players where she's always kind of looking to score when she has the basketball in her hands, which you like to see out of a guard, especially a younger guard, to have that confidence is exciting. So Andy Kavanaugh checks in, sophomore out of Washington for the Bethlehem Bears.
Paige with 6 points in the game.
Both, sorry to interrupt you, Rocky. I just kind of noticed both Kendall Keller and Willa Albrecht both on the bench for the Saints, which is a big stretch of basketball here to figure out how to run some offense.
Watson's coming off her second Frontier Conference Defensive Player of the Week honors.
Yep.
7 lead changes, 3 ties. 1 point lead Rocky. Denny in the game for the first time. Isabel hasn't been out. Ekstrom hasn't been out. Izzy open from the line? No. And Madeline Hagum on the rebound. Gracie lost her dribble.
I think it's 73 points for a free Frosty tonight. I don't know if we're going to hit that, Rocky.
Watson from the baseline. Paige Watson does not play like a true freshman.
No, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, her confidence is, pretty inspiring. Like, she's always looking to score, and it's kind of a pure scorer in her game. And you can see there, I looked him out a lot tonight. She had a good game.
Under 6 to be played here in the first half. And that would have tied it. And Carroll's going to get the keep.
So now Kendall Keller will check back in for the Saints. Her and Albrecht were on the bench for a little bit. Albrecht's kind of sat on the bench for a minute, Rocky. That'd be because she has 2 fouls.
And Albrecht has, Will has not even attempted a field goal in the game thus far.
That's big.
Shot clock down to 2. Izzy's got to shoot. Fall away. Count it. Isabel Erickson from Billings Central.
Yeah, obviously, if the 3 guards are super talented for Carroll, but when they can get scoring from the other players on their team, that's when they play some really good ball. And Erickson's always a candidate to maybe step up and make a huge difference in any game they play.
Again, Rocky trying to force it down low to Madeline Hagum. It gets slapped out.
Yeah, good defense there by Ellie Denny, another rotation player. The Saints kind of, especially down the stretch here, really going to look to provide a spark off the bench.
Remember, Willa, she
Right.
might be off to a slow start tonight. She scored 23 in the second half the last time these two teams played.
Yeah, she can just take over a couple possessions in a row.
Gracie with the 3 on the run. Keller on the rebound. Carroll down 1. We're midway through. Quarter number 2 from the PE Center. Ekstrom with the bomb. Wasson on the rebound. And Rocky back the other way. Head coach Rochelle Sayers 2 wins away from 300 in her career. Down low Hagum, and there's a foul.
Yeah, a lot of action there from Rocky trying to get switches and players switch back and forth and able to draw a foul.
We got a timeout in a 1-point game. Rocky up 1, 4:31 to go. Quarter number 2 from Helena.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with a checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
What an entertaining game here at the PE Center with the conference regular season title on the line. Both teams 9-4 in conference play. Rocky up 1, several lead changes, several ties, 4:31 to go in quarter number 2. Rocky Erickson with Jack Marshall. Big crowd for a big game.
Yeah, crowds have been great for Carroll College recently, and for the boys game, we've probably seen another good student section. We've seen a couple good ones recently.
Kavanaugh in the game for the first time for Rocky. Kavanaugh with the 3. Rebound, Denny, whistle on a foul. That's going to go against Rocky. That's their first foul this quarter. Boy, 2 evenly matched teams, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, you saw in the last game, it went to overtime. That's how close it was. And we talk about 2 teams playing each other for the 3rd time this season. It's always going to be a close kind of back and forth game. And today, no different.
Ekstrom with the long 2, that rimmed out somehow. And the rebound, Isabel Erickson came out of nowhere to get the board.
No slight, but that rim's only...
Great defense by Gracie.
That rim's only half orange, so it's been used a lot. Maybe not as soft or maybe smoother than expected.
Shot clock's down to 4. Ekstrom double team, blocked. Madeline Hagum. 3, oh! Big 3-pointer for Kavanaugh. 4-point lead now for Rocky.
Yeah, good defense to offense there for Rocky, and those are 2 players off the bench. You love to see that if you're Coach Keller. Players being ready to go and making plays.
Ekstrom with a long 2.
Yeah, Ekstrom's had the
Madeline
green light.
Hagum.
Ekstrom's had the green light here early, but only connected on 1 shot. Obviously, with Albrecht out, they're going to need some offense from her and Keller.
This is the biggest lead. Can Kavanaugh do it again? No. Rebound, Hagum. Lost it. Gets it right back out to Gracie. Wasson with the 3. No.
Well, when you get an offensive rebound, you want to get a 3-pointer back up. That's exactly what Rocky just did, but they missed both of them as Linz and Hagum head to the bench, and the other Hagum and Deathman check back in, yeah.
Deathman is back in for Rocky. Deathman with only 2 points in the game.
We saw Carroll in their loss to Providence recently only scored 30 points, which is tough. And right now, Saints not filling it up either.
5'4" sophomore. Bittner on the rebound. Rocky scores here. They've got their biggest lead of the game. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to be played. Quarter number 2 for the PE Center on the campus of Carroll College. And that's going to be an offensive foul down the baseline away from the ball.
Yeah, it looked like it was just kind of a hand fight between Deathman and Carsetter, and that's another one. I mean, maybe she just doesn't do it a lot, but another one where Deathman didn't really seem to protest a whole lot, so maybe she kind of got caught pushing Carsetter off the ball or and whatnot, trying to get a post up.
Isabel. Keller, Rocky stays in that zone. Denny all the way down, double teamed, misses the shot, and the foul. Was there a foul?
There's no foul, and they're going to say it went out of bounds on Denny.
Boy, Carroll, they definitely thought it was a foul.
Yeah, Carroll thought it was a foul, and at the very least, a block. But the officials are maintaining it's out of bounds on Bullock, or not Bullock, sorry, Converse, or Denny, Lord. Coach Sayers wanted an explanation, just getting it, but definitely not getting the call changed.
4-point lead and the ball for Rocky. Isabel Hagum back in the game. 99 seconds to go in the second. They force a down low to Deathman, no. Rebound right back up. Count the basket and the foul, and how big was that?
Yeah, that's huge. You can tell they're trying to get the ball to Deathman throughout that possession, and then they just kind of get the high-low there, get it to her, gets her own rebound. She says, hey, count it.
Deathman, an 84% free throw shooter. Gets that one to go.
7-point lead. I mean, this Carroll team really struggling from the field right now. We'll see what they can get on this drive. A turnover.
Rocky up 7 and with the ball. Huge game. Both teams tied for first place in the conference standings at 9-4. Bittner, they're going to be doubled up on. Taken away. Ekstrom with the steal. Kendall Keller, big possession. Keller from 15.
Yeah, Kendall Keller has that really good mid-range shot, and there they gave her a little too much space. She pulled, and I think that's the player you want shooting the ball when you need some points. You said big possession there, Rocky. They got the best of it.
11 points for Kendall Keller, the grad student. The lead is 5 for Rocky. 35 ticks to go. First half here in Helena. Gracie, cross wide open. Kavanaugh, no. Rebound, Bittner.
Bittner looked like she could barely believe she got the rebound there for a second. I was pretty excited to have it.
10 on the shot clock, 15 on the game clock. 5-point lead for Rocky. Late in the second. Gracie, Isabel for 3. No. Offensive rebound, Deathman. Shot at the buzzer, short. It's halftime here at the PE Center. Rocky up by 7, 24-31 at the break.
You talking to Charlie now?
Hey, get off your citrus. Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
Ha! 1, 2, 3, go!
We follow pizza drivers and make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
That's the perfect combo.
Montana, a place of rugged beauty, hardworking people, and endless opportunities. And for over 100 years, Opportunity Bank has been here. As a Montana bank with a legacy of stability and service, we understand what it takes to build a future in this place you call home. So if you're looking for a bank that's as Montana as you are, come to Opportunity Bank of Montana. Of Montana, by Montanans, since 1922. Member FDIC.
It's halftime, 31-24, Rocky out on top of Carroll. I'm joined by Athletic Director here at Carroll, Charlie Gross. And Charlie, why is it that Carroll College basketball always near the very top in the nation in attendance?
Our community loves basketball. They engage well with Carroll, and we've got a tradition of success. So you put all those three things together and people show up. And we like to think that we create a pretty good game environment. Our band is good. We've got cheerleaders. We've got a dance team. Our concessions are good. And we've got Lewis and Clark Brewery here selling beer.
It's great to see a full house almost every time I come. It's great for the players. It's great for the recruiting process as well.
Absolutely. We're able to tout that, it's an exciting place to play. People care. There's people paying attention. And that always gives everybody an extra bounce in their step.
Now, you told me before we went on the air that you have a women's softball program. This is Montana in the wintertime. We have just as much snow or more than you have here in Helena. Been below zero for several days, and you think you're going to host a softball game here next week.
I'm really confident that we're going to. We were pretty novel and creative, resourceful when we renovated Nelson Stadium, and when we put in Valley Bank Field at Nelson Stadium, we retrofitted it so that we could play softball in there. So we've got a synthetic surface for softball. We plowed it today. There's some big snow piles out there. If I was a kid, I'd want to be out there playing right now. But I think tomorrow the sun's going to take care of the rest of the snow, and we're going to get a fence up, and I'm confident. We're going to practice out there tomorrow.
How challenging is it for those spring sports in Montana?
It's very challenging. From a track perspective, to try to get out on tracks early enough. We have indoor track going on, but there's not a lot of indoor facilities in the state of Montana where you can practice or have competitions, so you have to travel. We're in a conference with the Cascade for softball, and conference begins next weekend, and they scheduled home games at Carroll against the College of Idaho, so we're going to do what we can to get the games in.
Tell me about the expansion of the Frontier Conference. We come to football next fall. This is one of the largest conferences in the nation.
It'll be very exciting to have new teams, to have more competition. Football will feel a little bit different because we're going to be put in an East and a West division, and then there's going to be crossover play, but really the only games that count towards playoffs or getting the automatic qualifier are those games against your division. So a team, a rivalry like Carroll and Montana Tech, it's going to be early in the season, but it's really not a conference game. So there are some dynamics, but what's really exciting is for the sport of volleyball to get more home matches. Every school's going to have 11 home matches because there's 12 teams in the conference. To have 12 doubleheader basketball games is going to be very exciting. I mean, we all have a difficult time scheduling home games in Montana. Don't know why. It might have to do with our teams are good and it's people don't want to come and play here on home courts. But this assures us a lot more home contests for each of our communities.
Charlie, explain to us the postseason, the pods, and is there an opportunity for the Carroll women to host a pod again?
I think we were feeling pretty good about it, but we lost 2 games last week. I think there's a lot of the season left, even though there's only 2 conference games, one being tonight, and then you've got the conference tournament. I think the women will have to play well down the stretch here and win some games and play deep into the conference tournament in order to be able to host.
Your feelings on the format change from 32 teams now to the pods and 16 to the finals?
When you made it to the national tournament and there were 32 teams there and it was a gauntlet to get through those games in 6 days, was very exciting. The conference did well in that format. We had Western win a national championship on the women's side. We had Rocky perform well on the women's side. Carroll men made it to a national championship game. in that format. When you're in it, it's very exciting. But now that there's 64 teams that actually make the pods, it's a little bit easier to make the national tournament. But when you get there, you know it's the elite of the elite because it's down to 16 teams.
I have to give Carroll College a huge compliment. Earlier this week on the Frontier Conference Update, we highlighted former great Dane Warp, who is on the Carroll basketball team, two-time first-team all-conference. He said, he's a doctor now, and he said, Rocky, going to Carroll, there's a huge emphasis on academics, and academics comes before sports.
Absolutely. Last spring, our athletes had a 3.5 overall GPA. This past fall semester was a 3.38. Our student athletes actually perform at a higher level from a grade points perspective than our students' body does, have a higher GPA. We're very proud of the commitment they give to everything they want to do. And when they come here, they know they're a student, and then they get to be an athlete.
Charlie Gross, thanks for the great job you do. Thanks for taking time to visit with us at halftime.
Thanks, Rocky.
Charlie Gross, Athletic Director, Carroll College, 31-24. Rocky up at the break.
Are you ready to unleash your awesome? Then you need 8 gig all-fiber internet from TDS. You'll have the powerful internet you need to stream, game, learn, and work today, and be prepared to take on anything new you can dream up tomorrow. Imagine internet you'll never outgrow. Get 8 gig all-fiber internet from TDS and embrace infinite possibility.
Discover the difference a family-owned Montana bank can make for you and your business. Stockman Bank is focused only on Montana, no place else. So you come first with us. Visit your neighborhood Stockman Bank to say hello and let us earn your trust and your business. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking.
And we're back at the PU Center on the campus of Carroll College. Rocky Erickson alongside Jack Marshall. And in that first half, well, Rocky shot very well, 55% from the field in that first half. And Carroll College, well, they shot 50%. That's not bad at all. The leading scorers in the first half, 11 points for Kendall Keller. 9 points for Gracie Leckfold. And let's go to the Mountain Dew do-over. Some highlights from the first half of this key women's Frontier Conference game. Both teams tied for the lead. Great backdoor cut. Paige Watson.
Yeah, Watson had a good first half. She's going to let it fly when she needed to, as you mentioned. Leading the team with 9 points. Kind of poised game. She didn't play very well last time she was in the PE Center. And, of course, Sydney Deathman, always a stalwart down there, shooting 3 for 7. Atwood Mariners are shooting good. On the other end, Carroll College, aside from Kendall Keller, has 11 points. The rest of the team definitely struggling from the field, and a big part of that, Will Albrecht, 2 points, both free throws, has not attempted a field goal and has 2 fouls, so was in foul trouble and sat out for a lot of that first half.
Will Albrecht, who comes in averaging more than 15 points a game, and a young lady who had 40 points combined in the 2 games with Rocky, has not put up a field goal in his game, and that is very, very surprising. And for Carroll College to come out on top of this one, they're going to need some offensive output from Willa Albrecht. A 7-point lead for the Rocky women at the break here. Now, Carroll won the first 2 meetings this season, 70-56 here in Carroll. Then they won in overtime February 1st at Rocky, 70 60-65, the final score of that game. Jack, what do you think Rochelle is telling her team at halftime here?
Yeah, I mean, there's the good news and the bad news. Bad news is, as I just said, they're not shooting the ball. Good news is you have Coach Rochelle Sayers, who's obviously one of the best that's ever done it in the Frontier. She's 2 wins away from 300. I mean, she's probably just telling them to play their game. Will Albrecht's going to be back, and she's a huge part of this team. Obviously, just keep shooting the ball. I mean, that's the only way you stop a shooting drought is you start making shots, and you have to shoot that. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So probably defensively, I mean, 31 points, not the worst first half. So they're going to make some adjustments there, but offensively, just get Willie Albrecht back in the game and kind of rely on your shooters and playmakers like her.
For Rocky, whoever wins this game, if they win on Saturday, they're going to win the regular season Frontier Conference title. It's something Rocky hasn't done in a few years. They've lost the last 8 games in the series to Carroll, and this is huge tonight.
Yeah, I bet they can kind of feel it right now. I mean, they win this one, they already have at least a share of first place in the Frontier Conference, and then if they go win on Saturday, they have a chance to really get that 1 seed, which would be huge. As you said, they haven't done that in quite a while. They haven't beat Carroll in a while, so, Carroll struggled this year for sure. I mean, we saw Tech break a long streak against them earlier in the season, and they took the season series. Rocky can't take the season series, but they can break a streak against them, and kind of seems like the year to do so. So we'll see if that's in the air. If Coach Rochelle Sayers can kind of make some adjustments to stop that. But Coach Keller can feel it, and he's excited for the second half, I bet.
Frontier Conference basketball for the PE Center. We'll take a look at our Frontier Conference sponsors. And they include Logan Health, Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson, Irk Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and First Interstate Bank. In the first quarter, Rocky outscored Carroll 17-15 in the second frame. Rocky outscored the Saints 14-9 to lead by 7 here at the break. And this is the biggest lead of the game for either one of these teams. Rocky 3 of 13 on threes, and Carroll 2 of 8 on threes. And it's going to be an exciting second half for them. Much of that first half, Jack, it was a one-point game or tie. They went back and forth. Then late in the last 90 seconds of the second quarter, Rocky went on a run, and they've got the lead.
Yeah, that was a really good run, but obviously understand the game runs. So if you're Rocky, you're thinking, now Carroll can do the same to us right out of the second half. So got to keep your foot on the gas. With Carroll, it's just interesting. They won 7 of 8 in the Frontier Conference slate. Kind of seems like they were all but going to take another Frontier Conference crown, and they dropped 2 and open the door, and now they're, 24 points and a half. They have a chance to really drop 3 in a row and lose hold of that, which would be kind of a pretty crazy slip-up. You want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season, and right now, maybe not the same. That's not quite the case for Carroll College, but we still have a whole half left of basketball to play. Coach Sayers is a phenomenal coach, and Coach Keller wants to break the streak, so we'll see what kind of chess match they put up against each other, and we'll see what it looks like with Willa Albrecht on the floor.
Our scoreboard sponsor, Opportunity Bank of Montana, Montana-born full-service community bank with locations throughout the state, offering a range of banking, lending, mortgage, agriculture, banking services for over 100 years. They have a Montana community financial institution committed to providing strong financial future for Montanans. Opportunity Bank, member FDIC. And Rocky Erickson along with Jack Marshall as we get set for the second half of the women's game, the men's game. To follow, another big crowd here at the PE Center. My thanks again to Charlie Gross, athletic director at Carroll, who was our halftime guest. And the third quarter of this game is underway. Isabel to Carsetter. Ekstrom trying to break through. And Willa back in the game. 2 fouls in the first half, limited playing time. And has not even put up a shot in the game. They force it down low to Izzy. Rebound, Deathman. And Rocky coming back the other way. Deathman with 7 points in the first half. Slapped out by Keller. Saved by Deathman. The Fresno State transfer. Deathman on the inside. What a pass. Down low, Carsetter with the foul.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard high-low to cover between Deathman and Hegum, two of the tallest players in the conference. And maybe sometimes picking up a foul there is the best decision if you're Carroll, though. That is 2 on Carsetter.
Isabel Erickson with the steal. A 7-point lead for Rocky. Both teams are tied for first place in the Frontier Conference. Willa can shoot the 3. Yet to put up a 3-pointer.
Going to leave Erickson open for 3.
5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ekstrom throws it up. No. Shot clock violation.
That's
How about
great.
the defense
yeah,
for
that's
Rocky?
great defense. I was just going to say it, Rocky. You read my mind. Phenomenal defense there. Carroll did not get the look they wanted. Coach Sayers kind of talking to her players out there. We still talk about no attempted field goals for Willa Albrecht.
Neither team has scored. We play 90 seconds. Second half here at the PE Center on the campus of Carroll College. Bitter guarded by Willa. Paige Watson from that great North Country team. Gracie, what a pass on the inside. And Deathman misses a layup. Willa, 1-on-2 to the hole. Blocked, and Willa will go to the free throw line.
Well, that's that aggressiveness you talk about with Willa Albrecht to attack the paint. Even kind of had a 1-on-3 against the defense. Didn't have the numbers, but attacks, and you see get a replay. Definitely hits her wrist at the end of that play.
Willa 83 of 90 on the season from the free throw line.
Jinxed it. Look at that.
Works every time.
Yeah.
Leads her team in rebounding, steals, free throw percentage, and second in scoring.
Kendall Keller came into the season probably going to break the free throw percentage mark, but we talked about it so much on broadcast, she missed a couple.
She missed 12 free throws her first 4 seasons. She's missed 13 this year, but we're not going to bring it up.
Right.
Wide open. Keller. No. And Willa back the other way.
So now is where Carroll can start chipping away at the lead, getting stops and attacking, and Willa Albrecht would be a prime candidate to do that. She, though, can't hit on that. Good defense by Wasson.
We haven't seen Moran much in this game.
No, we haven't. She's got the warm-up on. I don't think we've seen her at all.
Bitter.
Oh, yeah,
high off the glass.
Sorry, we've seen Moran. She played 3 minutes, though, only in the first half and didn't start the second half, Rocky. Good eye.
Actually, it was Bob Ritterod who texted me that.
Oh. Well,
Kendall Keller.
Glad we got some folks watching, keeping us in line here, Rocky.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, we got spotters.
Willa with her first field goal. Willa Albrecht, her 51st three-pointer on the season. You get Willa hot, watch out. She had 29 the last time these two teams met, the overtime victory against Rocky. She had 23 points in the second half.
Yeah, we don't talk about her absence for nothing, and she's, provided that spark for Carroll here early in the second half, 6 points.
Gracie looking down low. Zahagam. And they go high-low again.
Oh.
Can't get it to go, but free throws will be coming here for Isabel Hagam.
Yeah, once again, really hard to defend that high-low if you're Carroll, especially when Carsetter is covering the high on Deathman. Erickson and Hegum gets sealed off. You almost kind of need to bring like a second player to guard down there to double team that entry pass to stop it, but then you're going to have a wide open shooter. So instead it seems like maybe they're going to foul Erickson with 2 now.
Isabella gets the first one to go. Can you imagine her in a few years?
Yeah, she'll be really good. I mean, she was really good in high school and just a player that's kind of going to only continue to get better just at basketball, but already making a really big impact for this team as a freshman.
She started every game this season as a true freshman.
Yep.
Rocky lead. Back to 7. 6:15 left in the third. Carsetter, fall away. Tipped by Izzy into the hands of Gracie Leckvold. Huge game, both these teams with one conference game left. Carroll will play at Northern, won twice during the season. Rocky will head to Dillon. They beat Montana Western twice on the year. Gracie with the layup.
That was a great drive, and Carroll, a couple of the Carroll players kind of edging near that foul trouble territory. Don't want to swat her and pick up a foul, so great drive by Leckvold.
Gracie with 9. Ekstrom reverse.
Ooh.
Wow.
Savvy. Ekstrom's such a good ball handler, and you see her ability to kind of get there under the hoop, and it's a tough shot. Not a lot of players can make that one.
The lead is 7 for Rocky. Hagen, Gracie, Wasson with her first shot of the second half, and it counts for 3.
That's another really good offensive set. They kind of made Carroll switch and double team and jump screens, and because of that, Ekstrom got rubbed off on a screen, and Wasson was wide open.
Double-digit lead for the first time in a game. Rocky up 10. And Wasson, another true freshman from Whitewater.
Ekstrom 1 for 6 in the first half. Another good look at 3 there, but she couldn't quite make it. I think Saints maybe should start going back to Albrecht a little bit.
Art Keller. Gracie down low against Willa.
Keller yet to score here in the second half.
Willa, the steal. Willa, one-on-one with Gracie. Gracie slaps it out. Nice defense.
Yeah, good job by Leckvold to stop the break. Poke the ball away.
Rocky up 10 with 4:05 to go in the third. Keller.
Oh.
Boy, long possession for Keller, then she throws it away.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Keller has a bit in her honor. Why not just take her to the hole?
Timeout on the court, 3:56 to go in the third. Rocky out on top by 10 here in Helena.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
I'm living for my people. I'm dancing for my people. A lot of our kids and a lot of our people do vape and smoke. Especially around here on the res, there's a lot of that negativity. It's really pressured from the things that come from around us. It's very dangerous to your body, and not only to your body, but to yourself and the people around you. Kids are easily influenced by the things that they grow up and they see. And when an adult is doing something like that, they see it as an okay key to go and do it.
Three minutes, 56 seconds to go. Third quarter. Both teams are 9-4 in the conference. Both teams 17-9 on the season. Carroll 12-1 at home. Rocky 12-2 away from home.
Seemed like Carroll maybe throw some punches at the half, and they did, but Rocky has done a good job to kind of absorb those, play some good basketball, or as I say that, a steal.
Full court pressure, Willa on the steal. They come out of the timeout with a full court press, down 10. Ekstrom on the drive. Bullock in the game. Izzy left open from the baseline. No. Gracie on the rebound. Second on the team in reboundings. She's only 5'5".
Yeah, Saints really struggling from the field so far today. And just maybe overall as recent.
Shooting just 34% in the game. Gracie fakes right, comes left, gets by Keller and scores again.
Leckvold's got that quick first step. We've seen it a couple of times, and once again, these Saints players don't want to make it an and one or pick up a foul. Leckvold making a big impact in a lot of different ways for Rocky today.
Great defensive player. Gracie comes in averaging 11, has 11 points in a game. Willa with the three, short.
Forces a miss there.
Bittner will push it up. The lead is a dozen. Carroll has scored just 6 points this half. Gracie lost her dribble. Bittner with the three from the corner.
I mean, you're kind of playing with house money right now if you're Rocky, so I like that. Take a couple threes, see if you can really increase the lead.
Boy, Willard's got to become more active here offensively. And down goes Izzy, the foul against Deathman.
Yeah, Izzy's such a scrappy player. She's like good for about one or two hits the decks a game. She's usually getting scuffed up just like that. Now she's going to head to the sideline.
That's the first time Isabel Erickson has went out in this game. Albrecht, Keller on the drive against Watson. Had the baseline, didn't take the reverse. Willa, boy, what great defense for Rocky. Gracie Leckvold with another rebound.
Yeah, lid on the rim right now for the Saints.
Gracie, Isabel. 97 seconds to go in the third quarter. Timeout, West Keller. A 12-point lead for the Rocky women with 96 seconds to go in quarter number 3. And the Carroll women in this second half not shooting well for the game. They're 11 of 34, just 32%. Rocky shooting 46%. How about rebounding? Rocky has out-rebounded Carroll 25-17 in the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky really has the height advantage of Carroll. There's no doubt about that. And they've done some really good rebounding, and part of that is because Carroll really hasn't shot the ball well, especially from beyond the arc. And Rocky's done a good job getting rebounds on those three-pointers especially.
Our Frontier Conference Game of the Week sponsors include the Montana Chevy dealers. Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Opportunity Bank and Pepsi. Rocky Erickson, Jack Marshall from the PE Center on the campus at Carroll College. Lady Bears up a dozen. 96 seconds to go. Quarter number 3. Men's game to follow.
That one should be another good one, men's game. We'll talk about it plenty, I'm sure, but Carroll's gotten the best of Rocky, who is a really good team. Both teams kind of vying for that 2 seed in the Frontier tournament.
Carroll loses this one. It's their third loss in a row. They lost to Providence 48-35, lost to Tech 59-27. So the last 2 games, the Saints have scored 35 and 57. The 35 is a season low.
Yeah, they haven't lost back-to-back conference games the 2021-22 season.
How about that step back by Deathman?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be hard to guard. Not a lot of players that have the length and shooting ability as Deathman. There is now a 14-point lead for Rocky Mountain.
Bullock will drive on Keller, and Keller got the block, but the stripe said she got more than basketball. So Bullock to the free throw line here for Carroll. And one way to come back when you're behind is to score when the clock is stopped. That means you make your free throws.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times Alex Bullock gone right at Deathman there. And she made a bucket on earlier in the first half. Now he's able to get the foul in the second half, second on Deathman.
22 of 27 for Bolduc from the free throw line this season, shooting 82%. Free throws are big. Alex gets them both.
Yeah, those are, as you said, Rocky, big to go 2 for 2 there.
Full court pressure after that last timeout for Carroll. Under a minute to go. Third quarter. Rocky trying to take over sole possession of first place in the conference standings from the baseline. Shot missed by Wasson. Big offensive boards.
That was a good look from Wasson, wide open in the corner.
Wasson, they're going to double up on her. Hagen, Wasson cuts, slapped out, and West wanted the foul, accidentally bumped into the ref. And
it is
when that happens, you got to smile really big as the coach when you accidentally bump into the ref.
Yeah, I'm not going to point any fingers, but once one of the media members on the baseline here recently, Carroll, tripped the referee. Like,
no.
They came in really quickly.
Oh, ouch.
We helped out. Offered to help him up and stuff. Felt really bad. Next game, we had to stand behind a line farther back, Rocky. So, yeah, if you're Coach Keller, you definitely want to make sure you're sorry about it, or you're going to get relegated to a smaller zone.
Paige Watson gets them both to go. Rocky back up by 14 with 24 ticks to be played here in the third. Willa, Carsetter. Wide open, Keller.
Oh.
That would have been big.
Yeah, when you're not getting those, that's kind of a summation of the game so far.
5 seconds to go in the quarter. Who's going to take the shot? Gracie with the three at the buzzer. Count it. Gracie Leckvold. 14 points in the game. Rocky up 17, end of 3.
We are champions of character.
You work hard for your money and need access to it 24/7, 365, wherever you are. Stockman Bank's online and mobile banking lets you live every single moment of your day with confidence to stay in touch with your money. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking.
Gracie Leckvold at the buzzer. The lead is 17 for Rocky, 49-32. Fourth quarter underway. Who will take over the lead in the Frontier Conference? Taken away by Bullock.
Carroll going to need a big quarter if they do want to win this one. And
in the third, Rocky outscored Carroll 18-8.
It was a good turnover for Carroll, though, but we have an injury, it looks like. Bittner's right shoulder banged up, probably got ripped around a little bit. Hopefully she's all right. As mentioned, Moran for Rocky, ended the bench with her warm-up on, doesn't appear to be anywhere near check into the game in the second half. Not in foul trouble.
Carroll's going to have to shoot lights out. They're down 17, and they have not scored as many as 15 in a quarter tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of offensive droughts recently for the Saints and working on ways to figure that out. Third time playing a team, obviously they're going to know the scout on you, right?
Rocky has not won against Carroll since January 7th, 2023, where they won 58-51, and that was big, and now the lead is 19.
Yeah, the Battling Bears are really, struck. They've realized Carroll is going slow, and they're on offense. They're playing really good, fearless, attacking the paint.
I actually thought a big game like this, and with Carroll down at halftime, maybe Jamie Pickens would come out in the second half.
Yeah, Rocky, I don't know how to break this news to you, but I don't think she's allowed to play any more college basketball. We made it pretty far without you bringing her up, though.
We did. Fourth quarter.
We made it to the fourth quarter. That might be a record, honestly.
Keller's going to be doubled up on the baseline. Great defense for Rocky.
Good pass.
Bullock blocked, and the foul.
That was a great find by Ekstrom. It looked like they got Wasson or Leckvold. Leckvold can't believe it if it's on her, but it's not on her. It's on Paige Wasson.
Carroll's down 19. They're not shooting well, but Rocky's defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, Rocky's done a really good job. I mean, they've kind of let Carroll take a couple deep threes, but in the paint especially, they've been good. And when Carroll isn't shooting the best, it's obviously going to help your defense look a lot better and play a lot better, and that they have.
Bullock with 5 points in the game. Goes 1 of 2, and Willa almost had the rebound. Doubled up on Gracie's in trouble in the backcourt. Gets it out to Hagum. Gracie goes down. Watson.
I saw the Rocky fans all stood up at the end of that third quarter. They were excited. I think I parked maybe my car a little too close to Paige Wasson's family, and now I look at the name on their back of their jerseys. I need to go move the company car here, Rocky.
Three-pointer, Isabel Hagum. When you're 6'4" and put up the three, it's hard to defend.
Yeah, you can't get a hand in her face. That's certainly for sure.
The lead is 22
and man,
for the Rocky women.
Sorry to interrupt, Rocky, but how about the three players, 14, 14, 11 for the Battling Bears, all in double digits?
Keller working so hard. Shot blocked, but the foul is going to go against Rocky. The last time the Carroll women lost a home game was the first home game of the season. They've won 12 straight since then. And how about Rocky away from home in neutral courts and away gyms, 12-2 on the year. Keller gets that free throw to go.
And if you're the other Keller, Coach Wes Keller, you love to see that your Rockies excelled away because
big offensive rebound by Bullock. No foul on the putback.
But as I was saying, you're going to go play in the Frontier Tournament, which is an away/neutral site. And then obviously that national tournament, if you make it in, is really that. So to be able to play on the road and not, having a good record at home and defending your home court really helps your team. But being able to play on the road is a really good skill, and it comes in really handy towards the end of the season. I know we're going to see you up there in Great Falls, right, for the Frontier Tournament, Rocky?
I only have 38 games the next 3 weeks, so
okay.
I will be there.
Okay, so it's maybe a slow week for you.
If I can survive the Eastern A Divisional. Gracie using a lot of that clock. Slapped out, almost taken away. Gracie makes the save. Wasson with the three, no. And here comes Kendall Keller.
It's another good look there from Wasson. Albrecht with 3 fouls now, by the way.
A 21-point lead with 7 minutes to go in this game. Carsetter forces it, gets it.
Yeah, Carsetter lefty, I was talking about, you like to see her be aggressive in the first half. First time we've seen her really touch the ball and take a shot here in the second half, and it works out well. Carroll in this kind of full court press trying to create some turnovers.
Look who's sitting on the Rocky bench supporting his son, Steve Keller.
Oh, look at that.
Coached at Montana Western, coached at Providence. One of the winningest coaches, state history. High school and college, now assisting Billy Drykosen at Rocky. The lead is 19 for the Lady Bears. 6.5 to go in this game from Carroll. Wasson, Deathman. Bittner, backdoor, Deathman. Boy, they have done that a lot tonight. It's been very effective.
Yeah, and that was really smart play to realize that you had the switch, you had a guard on Deathman, and immediately find her with the ball. Just really smart basketball, and Rocky using their bigs really well.
Keller splits the defense.
And more good paint defense, and obviously with a player like Hegum, her height makes it difficult to drive.
The lead is 21 for Rocky, and the Carroll offense has struggled the last few games. They come in averaging 61. Another high-low, and Deathman has scored again. Deathman's got 13.
Carroll with no answer for that high-low, and it's hard when you don't really have another player, and it's really hard to in the Frontier to get a player of the height caliber of Deathman and Hegum. They have Carsetter, but off from her, they just, height-wise, a bit of a mismatch.
Ekstrom double-teamed into baseline. Carsetter with the three. And Carroll as a team, 12 of 39 in the game. Converse will check back in. Isabel Erickson is in. We got a timeout, a 23-point lead for Rocky with 5:16 left to go in this one.
I try to, stand for something. I try to stand for positivity. I try to stand for, health. I see the impact of vaping, amongst our communities as, a total negative thing. I would say to adults, set the example, set the example and learn to communicate, with the young people and your own children. And so we always share with the young people is that you got to find your own strength. You guys are role models, you guys are leaders, and that's what we need in our communities.
1, 2, 3, go! We follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
That's the perfect combo.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
Well, I don't think anybody expected this. Rocky lost to Carroll twice during the season. Rocky up 23 midway through quarter number 4 here, 58-35. 13 points for Deathman, 14 for Gracie Leckvold, 14 in the game for Paige Wasson. But it's been their defense that has separated them from the 19th ranked team in the nation, the Saints of Carroll College.
Yeah, you said I don't know if anyone would expect it. I definitely, I don't think anyone expected a blowout. I mean, it's hard to get a blowout late season Frontier because teams know each other so well, but definitely, we're not going to rule out a Rocky win here. They haven't come here to just win. They've come here to make a statement, take a share of the Frontier title.
Carsetter on the steal. 12 of 39 from the field. Bullock drive against Deathman.
Joel Tass take the ball in the paint against Deathman and Hegum.
So if Rocky holds on here, wins in Dillon on Saturday, they'll win the regular season Frontier Conference title for the first time since they shared it with Providence in 2022.
Yeah.
Now neither team can buy a basket late.
With the way they're playing today, I wouldn't want to have to face some in that Frontier tournament.
Well, you want to be hot going into the postseason.
Yeah, they're playing their best ball right now, which you'd like to see. Obviously, with 2 freshmen in the lineup, by the end of the season, they're not quite the same as what you'd get from a freshman at the beginning of the season, right? Most coaches will tell you they're not freshmen anymore.
Willa Albrecht, 1 of 6 from the field in this game after scoring 50 points in the 2 games against Rocky earlier this year. Isabel's back in, just 3:50 left to go in this one. And Wes Keller will take another timeout here. 3:50 left to be played. I'd like to thank our network affiliates for today's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, Yakima, and the Carroll College Stream. How important is it to come in hot into that Frontier Conference tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing that is, I think, really important. Obviously, for a lot of these teams, the seeding is pretty interesting. I think aside from maybe the Montana Tech men and then maybe the Providence women, hard to say, though. There's no one that's guaranteed to make the national tournament. So you really do need to come in hot and play your best ball and, like, make that conference title game, because hard to know how many bids the league's getting on the men's and women's side, and I think it's really going to depend on how teams play. Certain teams play in that Frontier tournament.
Well, the Frontier Conference is so good, men and women. They just beat each other up during the season, and their win-loss records go down because you're losing to your conference opponents.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see how the national committee decides that. I think obviously you saw how good the two women's teams were last year. It'd be hard not to say, hey, this team plays in a tough league, put them in even if their record's not as good as a different team.
Ekstrom with a big three for Carroll. Might be a little too late in this one with Rocky up 20, another high-low. And Deathman with a bucket. She's got 15 points. The Fresno State transfer.
And Rocky, just real quick, I can't help but notice, and this might not be the first game, but Ava Oakland not dressed out or with playing for Carroll today. And she's got a hand on a cast on the bench. She's a really athletic and good defender for the Saints.
You think when Sydney Deathman was at Fresno State, they had weather below zero?
You know, maybe because they're in the Mountain West, so they probably went to like Wyoming and, you know, Boise State. Maybe they went up north enough to get some cold weather during the winter, but not when she was on campus, I don't think. But where she grew up, I imagine she's probably used to it, Rocky.
The team's leader from the free throw line this season, Willa Albrecht, 4 of 5 in the game.
Or is it, sorry to interrupt, Deathman's Brockton? Is that where she played, right?
No, she played.
Or from.
That's Willa, Willa Albrecht, played at Billings Central. Sydney Deathman played Floyd Lake, co-op of Floyd Lake in high school.
Right. But she was not from the town of Brockton?
Broadview. Isabel's from Broadview, Montana. Her family, dryland wheat farmers. That's what I grew up on, a dryland wheat farm in Vida. And the reason I'm not there, when I was in 5th grade, I put gas in the diesel combine.
That'll do it. All it takes is one slip up on the old family property, and
it's a true story.
Yeah, that's happened. That's happened before. My mom did that in the family Ram once when she was hauling horses over the Bozeman Pass. Not good, Rocky. Not good. Still got the truck, though, so. Is the combine still okay?
A little bit of work.
The local town tractor supply wasn't thrilled that day.
Well, the Frontier Conference tournament in Great Falls on a neutral court, and the Rocky women have been very good away from home this season with a victory tonight. They're going to be 13-2 outside of the Fortin Center on the season. That is very impressive. They left Billings yesterday. They're going to head to Dillon tomorrow, so a bit of a road trip for the Lady Bears, coached by Wes Keller.
Saints going on a road trip up to Havre, too, as well.
Willa Albrecht on the drive. Block. Bullock with the finish. 22 of these young ladies, both teams from Montana. When Carroll played Providence in the semifinals of the national tournament a year ago, he had 7 Montana girls combined who started that semifinal game.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Obviously, I think Carroll probably had the more Montanans on that one. Providence, the team, a lot of talented Washington players, but either way, it's still cool to see.
Paige Watson
And you talk about the national tournament. Dort also, the team that Providence played in the national championship, did have a Montana player on their team as well.
So Amber Erickson's coach North Country team, Circle, Whitewater, Hinsdale, combined enrollment, all three schools less than 100. They lose Tegan Erickson to Montana State. They lose Paige Wasson to Rocky, and they're undefeated this year, and they've won 72 games in a row now, which is the second longest winning streak in state history, tying them with Great Falls. And the state record, the longest winning streak in girls basketball, Jill Barta, Fairfield girls, 120 wins in a row. Jill Barta never lost a game in 4 years of high school basketball.
I mean, that's a ridiculous run. Obviously, you're going to be able to point at a few players that started as a freshman and made it all the way through. So how far away is North Country? So North Country, if they win this year, then they have to go undefeated for another season to tie that, which is absurd. And obviously there's a few extra games in there, give and take, based on how certain tournaments are structured. But that's crazy, Rocky. And
it's hard to go undefeated. The Billings Central girls are undefeated this year. They won state last year. They only have one senior starter. They could go undefeated this year and next year, and they could win 3 in a row. The last time Billings Central did that, 85, 86, 87 with the great Shannon Kate. The 87 team, one of the greatest teams of all time.
Shannon Kate's one of the best Montana basketball players ever, period. And you talk about Loyola boys had a chance to do something like that, but then they, credit to them, they scheduled Dillon, which is one of the best team in Class A, and they lost that game by 1 point, I think. So they could have had a chance to do that. But the big thing, back to North Country undefeated, talk about not only is it crazy they lost those good players, they're really good players. Erickson and Wasson are both playing big roles on good teams this year as true freshmen in college. They didn't lose players that were, decent. They lost really good players. So good the coaching of Coach Erickson and the program she's built up there on the High Line.
At the buzzer, a lot of substitutions in the game. You know what's great to see is those true freshmen. Taylor Cherrick from Roberts leads the nation among freshmen in steals. And then Caitlin Grosswood from Billings West, #1 in rebounding among freshmen. She plays at Eastern Washington. At the buzzer, the basket will go for Converse. The final score, the Rocky women win it 62-45, and Rocky moves into first place alone in the Frontier Conference standings.
At Ascent Bank, we know that in your life, anything is possible. That's why we work to make sure you get the financing you need for any of life's special occasions. We can help you fund that special day, the safest ride, a fresh start, the dream vacation, or your greatest adventure. We're the bank for possibilities, so come see what's possible at Ascent Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you ready to unleash your awesome? Then you need 8 gig all-fiber internet from TDS. You'll have the powerful internet you need to stream, game, learn, and work today, and be prepared to take on anything new you can dream up tomorrow. Imagine internet you'll never outgrow. Get 8 gig all-fiber internet from TDS and embrace infinite possibility.
In the Army National Guard, you'll serve part-time to be ready to respond at all times. You'll train to master the skills and equipment used to keep the nation secure and its enemies on the run. You'll learn to be a leader and a member of a team. Become part of a time-honored tradition of vigilance and selfless service. Find your adventure at NationalGuard.com.
Well, what a huge win for the Lady Bears of Rocky Mountain College as they get by Carroll 62-45. First win for Rocky this season after losing twice to Carroll, and it snaps an 8-game losing streak in the series, and it puts the Rocky women in first place in the conference standings.
Yeah, I mean, a really good win for the Rocky Mountain women. They came in here, kept it close, and then the second half went on a run, and what a second quarter, and then what a huge second half for Rocky Mountain. They broke that win streak. They kind of broke through against Carroll, and now they have at least a share of the Frontier Conference title, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching here on Saturday between them and Providence to to see if maybe Rocky can just get an outright regular season title and at the very least secure that 1 seed. But they made a huge step to doing so, and kind of Carroll now officially in a slump for sure.
Let's go to the highlights of this game. Our player of the game, number 14 for Rocky from Scobie, Montana, Gracie Leckfold. And Gracie was simply outstanding in this game. She had 14 points. She goes 2 of 3 on threes, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Gracie. And moving against Keller with the pump fake, hits the 3. And Gracie is so much fun to watch. And at 5'5", the second leading rebounder on the team, and I never did understand how that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about her. She's, even when she's not scoring, she really adds to the team a very exciting point guard that's pretty fun to watch. So fun to see her come out here and ball out and help her team get a pretty big win tonight.
And we're going to go back and watch the play of the game. Rocky had 4 young ladies in double figures in this contest.
So Gracie Leckfold is the player of the game, but this right here, as we just saw, is also going to count as our play of the game. And this kind of was a really big three-pointer to kind of give them a lot of momentum. As we talked about three-pointers, 6 for 21 for Rocky, which isn't crazy. But more importantly, 4 for 15 for Carroll that struggled from beyond the arc and struggled from the field as a whole.
Carroll shot just 34%, 3 losses in a row now for the Carroll women. That's a little bit surprising.
Yeah, definitely surprising as we're going to head to a quick break here and come back as we wrap this one up and get ready for the men's game.
I'm living for my people. I'm dancing for my people. A lot of our kids and a lot of our people do vape and smoke. Especially around here on the res, there's a lot of that negativity. It's really pressured from the things that come from around us. It's very dangerous to your body, and not only to your body, but to yourself and the people around you. Kids are easily influenced by the things that they grow up and they see. And when an adult is doing something like that, they see it as an okay key to go and do it.
Montana, a place of rugged beauty, hardworking people, and endless opportunities. And for over 100 years, Opportunity Bank has been here. As a Montana bank with a legacy of stability and service, we understand what it takes to build a future in this place you call home. So if you're looking for a bank that's as Montana as you are, come to Opportunity Bank of Montana. Of Montana, by Montanans, since 1922. Member FDIC.
Impressive as the Rocky offense was, shooting more than 50%, putting 4 players in double figures. Their defense, Jack, was even more impressive.
Yeah, they had really good defense. Obviously, their 2 bigs, Deathman and Hegum, played some really good ball defensively and offensively, kind of the good 1-2 punch they have, and able to get a huge win here in the PE Center on the road.
For Jack Marshall, Rocky Erickson with the PE Center, the Rocky women win 62-45, the final score.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with a checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life's events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
Are you ready to unleash your awesome? Then you need 8 gig all-fiber internet from TDS. You'll have the powerful internet you need to stream, game, learn, and work today, and be prepared to take on anything new you can dream up tomorrow. Imagine internet you'll never outgrow. Get 8 gig all fiber internet from TDS and embrace infinite possibility.